Hey everybody, and Tony here with a review of OperaBrass's and OPERcussion's concert along with guest percussionist Simone Rubino, which I saw last night at the Prinzregententheater. The members of OperaBrass were on the trumpets Martin Wagemann, Frank Blödhorn, Andreas Kittlaus, and Franz Xaver-Tradler, and on the horns were Rainer Schmitz and Max Hochwimmer. On the trombones were Sven Strunkheit, Robert Kamleiter, Stefan Gerblinger, and Uwe Flüssel, and on the tuba was Stefan Ambrosius. And the percussionists for OPERcussion were Claudio Estay, Carlos Vera Larufea, Peter Royen, and Thomas Merz. And they also played works composed by Bach, Monti, a lot of modern composers, and especially the likes of George Gershwin and Chick Corea. Before I get on to the actual review, last night's concert was dedicated in memory of Peter Zadlo, who was a very well-known German percussionist who mostly performed throughout Europe. I didn't even know about him before going into this concert, but as I read a little bit of his biography and some of the quotes he stated, I found him to be a rather interesting person, and I would also love to dedicate this review of last night's concert also to his memory. Even before this concert, I never knew who were OperaBrass and OPERcussion, as I mostly heard them by name only and mostly by complete chance, until I realized that they were basically orchestra members of the Bayerische Staatsorchester, and I found it rather interesting to know because what I saw last night was a lot of great artistry from all across the border, and especially from guest percussionist Simone Rubino. The concert started off magnificently with Andreas Unterreiner's composition of Brass Essence Fanfare, which I found to be a very great opener. It really was energizing, and it was quite the thrill. There were also a lot of other great highlights from last night's concert, most particularly Johann Sebastian Bach's Third Brandenburg Concerto, which I really love, and I really love their rendition of the first movement of the Allegro, which sounded equally charming, noble, but at the same time quite energetic. And before the break, there was their rendition of Vittorio Monti's Czardas, which is a piece I really love. And thank goodness I didn't play that on the violin, because that would have been extremely challenging for me and I probably would have given up. But the way these gentlemen, and especially Simone Rubino, played this particular piece was so full of energy, so full of fun, and I can definitely tell that they had a lot of fun just really giving it their all to the audience, and I could see the joy and the absolute happiness these gentlemen have in their eyes and in the way they play their instruments and in the way they were able to express themselves through their said instruments, and it was a marvel. Another fine highlight was Yanis Xenakis' Ribons B, as played by Simone Rubino and the members of OPERcussion, in which their musicianship and everything they have done just shone all throughout, and it is quite the marvel watching all of these gentlemen do their thing, and I could definitely tell that there was a lot of tact, great musicianship, and fine precision all throughout. I especially love the OperaBrass's renditions of the different Broadway tunes, and especially the George Gershwin melody, which included songs like Rhapsody in Blue and Summertime from Porgy and Bess. And Chick Corea's Spain was a fine closer, as headed by OPERcussion and Simone Rubino. And there was also an encore number provided by Simone Rubino on the marimba and the members of the OperaBrass, which was ideally soothing. And even though the concert ended like about 12 midnight, it was still a major thrill watching all of these gentlemen do their thing and seeing them collaborate with each other magnificently. And in terms of Simone Rubino's talents as a solo percussionist, he was equally as strong, very enthusiastic, very energetic, and quite meticulous. And that's also the same thing I can say about all the members of the OperaBrass and OPERcussion. They were meticulous musicians. They had a clear eye and ear for the text and what they were about to play, but more than anything, they let loose and had fun while making sure that they kept an eye on everything that they've done. So overall, OperaBrass, OPERcussion, and of course, Simone Rubino did an amazing job last night with everything they've offered, with a fine repertoire ranging from the classics like Bach to the more modern pieces like something from Chick Corea, and of course, what we also get with George Gershwin and Vittorio Monti. This was definitely an evening worth remembering. And for those of you who caught this particular concert, what did you think of it? Was there a particular piece you really love that stood out to you so much? Did you feel like all of the members of both OperaBrass, OPERcussion, and even Simone Rubino did magnificently? Or is there something that just didn't really stick out to you so much? Comment below and let me know. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to tune in later for my review of the 4th festival concert, which will be shown at the Prinzregententheater. So until then, have a great day, everybody.